So is Chief Executive higher than the Managing Director?
Absolutely, yeah, that's
Cool.
that's
You're the MD, please, and right. Well, welcome, John. I hope you enjoy the meeting this afternoon. And we have had a number of questions which have been presented to you. I hope you found that useful. And then we'll have the other subsequent questions, I've no doubt, as we go through the afternoon. We're scheduled to finish certainly this section at 5 o'clock. That's okay. Maybe earlier, depends on how long-winded we are. Right, and I'm going to ask the members of the committee. I don't know whether you want us to introduce ourselves. Would you like that?
I know most of you we're all been coming for a number of years now.
Or in the Rogues Gallery somewhere. And you know Stephen?
No, we haven't met. Stephen Wolford, the Chief Executive of Midland.
Okay.
Our new Chief Executive.
Brand spanking new.
Still working on ideas. Right. And the first question is coming from Jenny Roach, please.
Well, they're there, so I'll just ask question 1 and let you respond, and then if I can come back to you.
Okay. Does everybody know that all the audience have got details of what the questions are? Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So your first question was on who makes decisions on what can be prescribed. That's absolutely down to the individual GP. So although as a CCG we have a very efficient what we call medicines optimization team that makes recommendations that will support GPs to make the most effective use of prescribing, it is down to the individual GP. The question was around gluten-free products, and at this moment in time we have no formal guidance in terms of what GPs should prescribe, although I have to say that the vast majority of it is stable pasta, bread. Only a very, very small proportion of it will be used as luxury biscuits and cakes. Actually, that's not in keeping with the public health message that we want to support. We are considering, however, as a lot of local CCGs and ones further afield have produced some guidance on what should be prescribed in terms of numbers and quantities and types of products actually, and it is a piece of work we are currently undertaking. In order to move that from a discussion with GPs to formal guidance takes a good number of months. But it says, as I do only come once or twice a year actually, I'd be probably in a better position to update you in terms of progress with that in a year's time. But I do recognise that compared to even 5 years ago, the amount of products that are available in supermarkets in this area is vastly different to it was when the prescribing of gluten-free products for celiac for individuals with this disease started. So,
one of the issues for me was I was recently talking to somebody who was got a weight problem, worse than my weight problem, and they were being prescribed biscuits by their doctor, and it seemed to me to be rather because they needed gluten-free. So I'm glad you're looking at that. I think I've made the point. So
I think what's said it'd be a very small. I couldn't give you the percentage, but certainly it's the right side of 3 or 4% of products would be of a luxury nature. Actually, the vast majority is pasta, bread, which are just staple foodstuffs.
But it does remain now that it was prescribed historically because there wasn't any available in the. But now there are wide ranges available, and it seems to me a misuse of health service money. I'd rather money spent on cancer drugs than food, and I think people can make alternative arrangements there. There's gluten-free flour available. They can do things themselves. So that So I then move on to question 2, which is
the second was on the use on drugs and prescription, which are available over the counter, and because they're available in small packs, actually the impacted patients actually are using those. If patients could be advised to purchase their own medications, actually they're being freed up in the budget. It's important to understand the legislation around the sales of over-the-counter medicines. And I'll use paracetamol. So go back maybe 6-7 years ago, you could buy a pack of 100 paracetamol, you could buy a couple of packs of 100 paracetamol. The reason behind reducing that to 16 in the supermarket and 32 in a pharmacy was to reduce the number of suicides as a result of paracetamol overdose. And it has been very effective in that. So there are very good reasons why why both the number and indication of these medications are restricted when they are available over the counter. But we would always support patients in terms of self-care. As part of our work with practice, we have a very useful leaflet which is used for practice for the last couple of months called Medicines for Self-Care, where a GP believes that a product, maybe a short-term painkiller or something for hay fever, for a cough, if it's more suitable for self-care, that leaflet can be supplied to the patient next day, so they can go to the pharmacy to self-medicate. But with some of the medication, if it's back to paracetamol, someone who is an arthritic patient who is taking 8 paracetamol every day, because in order for that medication to work, it has to be taken 2-4 times a day, it is still appropriate for that to be prescribed, even if it is available over the counter. Yeah.
Thank you, Terry Snow, Midland District, Culleton North South. The problem I have with this is the price of the drugs. Now, we're told from the papers that various health commission groups have various prices, and they seem to vary wildly from one area to another. A lot of money is being wasted by paying too much for drugs which are bought cheaper in other areas. I mean, France are even a lot cheaper than what we are. So what's being done to control the prices of these drugs, please? And why are we paying more in this country for drugs which are available on a continent at a lot cheaper price?
Yeah. But I won't get into too complicated a conversation, but I would challenge that a little bit in terms of, until very, very recently, what's called the parallel import market was actually the price of drugs in the UK was so much lower for some of the really popular ones actually that European pharmacies were purchasing them from England in order to be dispensed legally in foreign countries, which actually meant there were shortages of some basic ones. So I'm not aware of such a differential in terms of cost between, let's say, Germany, France, and the UK. That would be somewhat of a surprise to me. But I think tighter regulation, I'll say, I think what's called a parallel import market, to stop European pharmacies buying drugs that are destined for the UK economy, has been tightened up quite a bit over recent years. So if I could maybe look into it a bit more before I answer, that's not personally not something I'm aware of.
I think one of the problems was the fact that because France and Germany were buying drugs in this country, we had a shortage of drugs partly for our own people.
Yeah. But that was because the price of the drug in the UK was less than in Germany. So a pharmacy in Germany, let's say omeprazole, which is a commonly prescribed drug for reflux, it's 6-7% cheaper in the UK than buying it in Germany. If you purchase it in the UK, which is quite legal to do, no, that upsets the natural sort of supply mechanisms in the UK, which means that there could be shortages. Well, that has been tightened up quite a bit in recent years, because for some time some very standard medications were in very, very short supply. The benfluoreside was one which until recently was the mainstay in BP treatment, wasn't available. But I said the internal market has been affected. That's not the issue it once was.
You're looking to redress that?
I personally think it has been redressed actually. In terms of, as part of my role actually, I'm accountable for the drug budget for Devon. And if that was an issue that was putting pressures on supply, actually, I'd be aware of it. Actually, I can't say I am aware of that at the moment in time. So in terms of the basket of the most very popular drugs, there are none of those that are in shortage as a result of European prices.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's all right. I'll move to the next question.
Okay. So your next question was around bed blocking.
Yes.
And no, I think despite denials that bed blocking is a problem in Devon. The air transfers which is they're responsible for. So patients who are waiting packages of care